You've been traveling down the northern side of the Grand River that travels from the coastline towards that of the capital city of Idavent and deeper into the continent. You've heard tales of a great inland sea that ends at this river, and other different tales where this sea goes. You stopped over at a stopover, quite literally a small little farmstead converted into a tavern stop, wagon stop, I should say, on the northern road. There you were able to purchase some meaningful adventure gear and continue your travels with the merchant group. For Esther, you gotten to know a few of them, and on the map, if everyone's loaded onto the map except for Graf because, well, she can't. Oh, banana!
Yeah.
No! Oh, thank God. Oh, no, it is covered in hair. Still good. Sorry, having banana.
I don't even know what's going on, but now I'm just picturing you eating a donut that is covered in dog hair.
Cat hair, and it's banana. Donut.
Sometimes a banana is just a banana.
Yeah, but in this case, it's also protein.
Anywho. So just a recap, there is a few actual groups of people here that ran this merchant group. Fulcher, he is the merchant master. He was the guy who hired you and is currently the lead of the actual group. You've got his helpers, Otar, Punter, Julian, Magnus, Gray, Linda, Sophie, Nora, and Mari. They basically have been working with Fulcher for a long time and basically his drivers and general merchant aides.
All right, got it.
There's also 3 elves that joined in as basically, for lack of a better word, other guards in this group.
They're kind of dicks.
Yeah,
They kinda
they're
are
dicks.
dicks. They kind of.
Yeah.
Ender went over and tried to be friendly with them, and they totally blew him off.
I mean, over and above. I mean, they really blew you off.
Yeah. At least they were open about it.
Yep. So, did any of the rest of us actually witness that, or did you bother to tell any of us about it?
Yeah, I don't think he would have bothered. Might have come up just like the elves are dicks, don't bother talking to them. But
I'm just saying, if you say that and Lynn hears you, she's like, we should prank them.
we should break them?
Prank.
We should prank them.
Oh.
Quick,
Oh,
do you know
I
how to
can
make
get behind that.
Do you know how to make a laxative that can survive heat? Because then I'll just make some cookies.
Ender,
Anyway.
We needed a druid.
Anyway. You moved on after the short stop and everything like that at the stopover stop. Better word for that. And continued down the path and rested for the night at a bend here. During the night, a few of you heard a strange set of noises and went to investigate. And you can see the map as it is now. The horses are basically tied close to their wagon so that they're easily rehitched in the morning. But so far you all have been riding your own horses that were supplied by Fulcher so that you guys didn't have to walk alongside the wagons or allow you to ride with some of the drivers that are free.
Well, I guess I couldn't get you to give me the fury.
There is no riding dogs in this world.
Just petting dogs.
That is terrible.
There were ponies that you could ride.
Bye, little Sebastian.
So, Esther, can I get you to roll initiative and decide whereabouts you were on the map? Did you go and investigate with the other 3, or did you hang back with the rest?
Okay, rolling initiative now. Sorry, I had to click me first.
Rude.
Nice.
I'm gonna do a stealth and follow with the other group.
Sure thing.
That
No
wasn't
worries.
great stealth.
Doesn't matter. Whereabouts were you going?
Where is the other group? Is it the elves that went ahead?
No, the other group is Esther, not Esther. Sorry, Galtea, Ander, and Grim.
Oh yeah, I'm hanging with my crew then.
Okay.
Right about there sounds good. I'm assuming we heard the noise.
The elves continue to be dicks in the
This-
back.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, no, that's the perfect spot for her, behind total cover. or partial cover.
I like the way you think.
What's Dimitri doing?
Dimitri hang back to do some long distance stuff he needs.
Sure thing. So just let you know, guys, the trees around the edges are quite thin. They've got plenty of space for the wagons to have been able to manipulate in there so that you guys can rest. But the deeper in, probably about 30 feet within, past 30, 40 feet out from the road, it gets a lot more thicker. The trees are a lot more wider and such.
Wide enough to hide behind, or wide enough just to be a nuisance?
Both.
Got it. So
It's-
we're talking like difficult terrain then out that way.
Close to it, yeah.
Got it.
Of all the times not to be a druid.
Right?
For large creatures, you're basically... For medium and up creatures, it's difficult terrain. For small creatures, it's not.
Ah.
You're on top of the wagon.
And she's back with the other
Yep.
group.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen what happens when I stand anything like out close to the front?
So the
In fact, have you
wagons...
seen what happens when I stand way the fuck in the back, but on the ground?
So the two wagons that are on this side are your basic sundry goods and stuff like that. There's nothing much on here, actually. Construction materials, I should say. Wood, barrels of some sort of crafting liquid or something like that. It's really hard to tell. You're informed that it's nothing much importance. He's a merchant of mainly a bit of everything. He's a bits of trader. He's the kind of guy that you play in video games where you're a merchant. You buy whatever's cheap and go sell it somewhere where it's high price. Doesn't focus on
I'm
anything
just saying.
particular.
Capitalism.
One copper gets you
ho!
3. 1 gold gets you 3. That whatever's in those barrels is flammable.
Either way, the two wagons over here are just basically your construction materials, wood, these barrels, things like that. The 4 horses that are bound nearby, attached to the trees that are nearby and near their wagons, are kind of freaking out. The ones over on the other side are slightly worried, mainly because these ones are making a lot of noises. Like they're whining and kicking at the ground and fussing and pulling at the cord that is tying them to the tree branches and such.
Any of those people know how to handle the animals? What we do with this?
By the way, it's pretty dark in here. So how are you guys seeing?
Dark
Yeah,
vision.
Dimitri had cast a light spell on her mole earlier.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, if Galatea's got a light, then I think Esther's okay at this range anyway.
No worries.
Yeah, if Galatea has light, I'm fine too.
And I'm just like, I'm not a human, whatever.
Well, you still wouldn't be able to see that far out. They're really far away.
Dark vision
Yeah.
doesn't give you night vision.
But dark vision only
lets
goes
you
out so
see in
far.
Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only to like 30 feet.
60
Right.
mostly.
Is
I
it?
assume if you have dark vision, you also have low light vision.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what dark vision is. You don't see in colors, but you see.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Either way. So, Can I have you four make me a perception check, please?
Oh, yeah, 60 feet.
It's Esther, Grimnir, Ander, and Galatea.
Nope.
Right.
Oh.
I really like the number 9 today.
Apparently. Waiting on Grimnir. Wonderful.
Oh boy.
We know there's something bad coming this way, though, right?
You definitely hear the noises of something moving in the underbrush. It's really hard to pinpoint where it is. It almost feels like it's all around you and in front of you. You hear the strange noise of a dog-like growl just further beyond in the darkness. You're not sure exactly what it was.
Do I have a turn?
Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to set up a hunter's trap near where I am.
Sure.
I feel like we should probably move a bit forward and kind of get, hopefully, some midway between whatever's out there and the horses. So we might need those.
Yeah, if we just defend the horses, I think that would be good.
All right. In the first turn we have, I'm going to set up a trap there.
Sure.
If we have more time, I'll set up another one somewhere else. But yeah.
Yeah, considering it's down here, we're hopefully trying to not get them all the way over here.
But if they do get there, they're easy pickings. I'm going to try to move up with the second one. But I'm assuming that all the group behind me can see that I set this thing up.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, especially if there's another rogue in the other group, I'll cant out that, like, yo, lead him here, fuck him up.
Good times, charm. Let's see. Let's go. Okay. So you guys push out a little bit further.
I like that we got like a Mighty Ducks trifecta going on here.
That was a very big trap.
Not anymore.
It's a tarb!
That has way too many spikes on it to be a tarp.
Okay. So as you proceed out, let's see. And as you start to move out away from Galatea, the lights from her more flickers like poorly shown beams of light. You start getting a bit more. It starts to become a little bit more difficult for you to see.
Okay.
Grimnir, are you going to move or anything, or are you going to stay where you are?
Yeah, I'll move up near flank. Yeah.
No worries. Awesome. Let's see. For some reason, I didn't have my encounter creatures into the turn list for some reason.
Oh no.
Being a bitch. Doesn't look like they moved over cleanly. It's so annoying.
I got a really good initiative because we all rolled shit.
We did not bad for initiative.
Not for initiative, just the fact that the last few rolls have been really low, which means that they're gonna get the high roll.
Yeah.
Because that's how Roll20 works. I've been so spoiled by physical dice on Fridays.
Oh, my dice killed a party the other day. I think I told you about it. Dudes
Yeah.
raged so hard. I think he's not coming back tonight.
The real question is, do we eventually see anything?
Okay. So, Galatea, as you move forward, yeah. Okay. All of a sudden you hear a noise of something rushing towards you as something breaks cover and rushes forward. You see a goblin charge directly towards you.
Oh, bloody hell.
As it does so, you see another two break cover as well.
Calta's just gonna call it goblins!
As they rush you. Ender. You hear the noise of her call that out, and then all of a sudden you hear a command in a strange language as more goblins start pouring out directly towards you. Yep. There's a lot of them.
Ah, shit.
And finally Grimnir.
We just got a bundle of goblins each, eh?
Pretty much.
I don't like this gift basket. I don't like it.
Okay.
No bueno, señor.
I knew they got a damn good initiative. God damn it.
This is a surprise round. You all failed your perceptions.
Oh, good.
Let me put it this way. They would have to have rolled a 1 to be seen.
Stealthy, huh?
Goblins. Okay. So with their wicked dagger, they attack at you, Ender. It has broken all my things, so I guess I have to do it manually. Fuck hell. This is frustrating. Sorry, guys. I have my own monster sets, and it's broken it. Yep. Gone and been broken. These goblins are a little bit different to your normal goblins.
Just remember, if we get through this, we save the ears.
Left ears. Meant to say the left ears.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what's up with the goblin left ears?
You
Yo, Lynn coming in.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I thought Gnomish was Goblin for a second because I can't read.
Nope.
I have Orc. I don't have Goblin. I was thinking about taking Goblin, but I picked up Halfling instead.
I have one other language that I have not chosen. I'm not saying it's Goblin, but I also haven't picked it.
Oh, there they are.
I mean, Goblin. Yeah, sorry, my internet's being a bit screwy right now.
Okay, I see. Because it moved over to a different set, it's broken all my things for it. So let's see. There it is. So against Ander. Oops. 1 second, sorry. They get advantage. 14 doesn't hit. Second one attacks you. 13 doesn't hit. And a 17 doesn't hit.
Nice.
You pull up your
max damage rolls, though. Holy shit.
Yeah, these things hit hard. Yes, unfortunately, your shield comes in handy, especially in the last blow, as you throw it up to defend yourself. The squad around you, Galatea, swing at you. First one hitting you for 4.
Yeah.
Second one hitting you for 6, max damage.
Rage is a free action, right?
It's a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
And 16. Does 16 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay, you took max damage, so any armor on you takes damage. I don't think you have any, do you?
Just that partial.
Oh yeah, that takes damage. So you take 6 damage to your partial armor. Grimnir. 3 goblins around you attack. That's 19, an 18, and a critical hit. These goblins are really nasty.
But hey, I think its weapon broke.
Hmm?
Oh, I was like, oh, does that mean on the roll? I was wondering if the damage roll meant the weapon broke.
No. Oh, you know about dog slices.
It's written on the thing.
Oh, is it?
Deadly.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
1920.
Gotcha. Didn't realize it had all that information.
Yeah.
No, it's only on the attack roll. So it's going to do a crit hit. Whoops. $99, that is not good. Grimnir, can I get you to please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
You are knocked heavily by this goblin as it just comes down and barrows most of its body weight into you. It's surprisingly heavy as it digs its dagger into you. You only take 3 damage, so ignore the other 3. So you take, in total, 12 damage. But you are knocked prone and you are stunned heavily. Oh, so you take 9 damage from. So you've taken 18 damage just then. What is up with killing Grimnirs?
So what's that? Overall 18 damage?
Yeah.
Alright.
With that, it is beginning of round. And
Yep.
thank you. 23 will hit as you are shot from through the trees. An arrow comes straight at you. Could you make me a perception check, please?
Motherfucker.
Who's this?
And
Alright.
yeah, you're not sure exactly where it came from. Wait, sorry, wrong one.
Usually that's the sound of my passive perception. Usually that kind of thing is handled by the passive perception. That's what you passively
true.
see in the environment.
True, good point. What is your passive perception?
13.
Yeah, you have no idea where that shot came from. He's not going to thing. This guy is going to action. Oh no, he's going to just attack with initiative. It's you, and another one stabbing at you. I don't remember my warriors being this deadly. Oops. Keep accidentally showing you the monster.
I remember.
There you go. That misses you.
It does.
Esther. Actually, once again, your shield comes into play. How's your AC 19 again?
Defense fighting style.
Yep, let's say. Is Esther there?
No.
Lynn, you're up. You there, Lynn?
Robin. Huh.
Is her microphone gone? I mean, headphones gone.
It's just resetting.
Oh, he is stunned for 2 rounds.
Oh,
What?
Can you hear me
18
now?
not enough. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you were knocked out.
Okay, so yeah, I could hear you fine.
Yeah, you weren't coming through,
That's the
dude.
thing. Yeah, anyway, I personally cannot see the field. What can Lynn see?
From the top of the wagon.
From the top of the wagon? The wagons.
Yeah, like 120 feet away.
You saw Grimnir go down heavily. You saw a green flash of some small creature dogpiling on him.
God damn it.
Same goes technically for everybody else.
Yeah.
You really don't have any line of sight on any targets.
So basically, I can't do anything because you can't fight near me, apparently. You know, I put in all of this effort to not get straight up murdered, and so what do?
It's on the
Go
other
where you
side of
get
it.
murdered because I can't reach you.
Because you're with the
Actually, you-
people who are trying to keep from getting murdered. We're literally like, this is our job to keep them from getting murdered, which means keeping distance between them and us.
This caravan switched away from the rest of the group, which we're standing next to.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess I'm kind of the last line of defense on that.
Wow.
All right, so, wow, what?
Just rolled fucking elves.
Okay,
Are
I'm
they
back.
full
Goddamn
of shit
elves.
dicks?
Let me just put it this way: they're not acting for a while.
Get them motherfucking elves.
Because they're the worst.
Seriously.
Shoutouts to Grease, one of the best spells in the game. I
Yeah,
just
except
realized
for the range.
60 feet's not bad, especially for a lower level spell.
60 feet isn't bad, except when the party is 120 feet away. Then it's kind of a problem when I try to dump it on my buddy so that he is at least not instantly murdered.
True.
Like, I'm pretty sure that Grimnir could cope with getting greased if it meant that he wasn't the only prone creature in that area.
Pretty much.
But I can't reach, apparently.
You can't. You have a general idea. What's the range of Greece again?
60.
60?
Yeah, they're 110 feet away.
Yeah, so for now I'm holding my action.
Sure.
I mean, technically, you can hit them within 70 feet. Because it's a point within 60 feet that then expands out 10 feet in all directions.
Regardless, they're out of range.
Yeah, they're not. They're just it's slightly longer range than if you finesse it.
Yeah. Still, though.
You hear movement in the hills, in the forest, and then this goblin will attack you, Galatea. 13, does it
Nope,
hit?
fuck it.
It's your turn, Galatea.
I would like to rage the fuck out and beat this one right in front of me.
Go for it. "13 will not hit. It just
course it
dodges out of the way at the last second.
Okay, at least rage is up.
And you're up.
Alright. So, Grimnir can't make it to shelter.
Grimnir's,
Galatea-
Grimnir's stunned. He's a bit
Yeah,
shocked.
so he cannot make it to cover. Galatea probably won't listen to me right now, seeing as you just raged
Well.
out.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
bloody cut my dress.
The best reason to rage.
Mostly her usual reason to rage.
Fair. So, if I could.
Or no, they literally bloodied her, so they got blood on her dress.
So what are you doing? Hitting the gun bottom left? Shield Master. Yay, I love that one. Go for it. So you're attacking someone and then shoving the other.
Really?
Yeah, the one on the bottom left of that group.
You're attacking it and shoving it?
Yes. I'd like
Okay.
to try and shove it prone if I can.
Sure.
I have a shield master. I can do that.
Do the thing, win the points.
So I believe that makes it makes an opposed athletics check, if I remember correctly.
No acrobatics.
Fuck that
You make
thing.
athletics. They make athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. So
So I roll a 25. Can it beat that?
1 second. I'll find out. No.
All right.
I hate
So it is
Shield Master.
now-
I hate Shield Master. I hate Shield Master. It
Well-
is not prone.
I really like that. No, I hate it. I hate it.
It is now prone. I'm going to make a. Yeah, fuck it. We'll throw one of my smites on it.
Okay, yeah, you smite the fuck out of this thing.
Hey!
You bring down your blade in the holy light of what's your god's name again? Addis, yes. Addis just pierces down towards it, crushing the creature.
Fucking sweet.
Seeing you kill its friend, the one beside you attacks you and
Oh
God
no.
damn.
it hits you for 6 damage, and all allies gain advantage on their next roll.
They already had advantage.
Yeah, advantage stacking.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Choo choo.
Yeah. Somebody's got a pain train coming through.
He is going to.
Sorry, are you hearing that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus, I can barely hear that.
I'm like, I used to love trains when I was a kid, so I can like identify the noise from like miles away.
Oh, on my turn, I also want to shout out. Can I still shout to everybody else that there's archers somewhere?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I shout, there are archers in the trees somewhere.
Like, ah, ancestor, ah!
Okay. So this guy will take a shot. As he pulls out his longbow, he takes a shot at one of the goblins, and unfortunately he misses. This one will attack you, Galatea. That's going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Only 3 damage. And it
damage,
attacks... Yep, 1 damage. No, I round up for things.
So 2 damage.
Yeah, 2 damage. I always round up, just to make it a little bit fun and fair. More damage.
I
More
don't
damage,
think
more
that's
fun.
either of those things.
Well, it is when it's on your
I
turn.
agree.
Second guy attacks, and he rolls a 23. That's another 2 damage. And you hear a cry coming from the forest as you see a goblin riding a strange dog-like creature.
We don't want Nazis.
I thought riding dogs weren't a
dinosaurs.
thing in this universe. I thought riding dogs weren't a thing in this universe.
I mean, it's a dog-like creature. It's not a dog. It's distinctly different. Go.
It's dog-like!
Dog
Okay.
adjacent.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's the creature.
And it's coming right for me?
No, it's currently...
Shoot it, Ned!
We don't want.
It's
goblins
currently
riding
carrying what
Pokemon.
looks to be a halberd type thing, but it looks more like a shard of metal tied to a big stick. And it points towards the 2 goblins nearby you and crawls out something in goblinoid. You're not sure exactly what it is, but the 2 goblins that are around you suddenly get an extra attack.
Ah.
That's a 3 damage to you and a 5 damage to you.
Alright.
Nice TPK, guys. This is gonna be fun.
This is fine.
This goblin ignores Grimnir and moves straight up to you and attacks with flanking. That's 2 damage. This one ignores the downed Grimnir and attacks Galatea. That's another 3 damage.
It's gonna be really close.
He moves here and takes a shot. Hello. Is it? Oh, that's a crit. Doesn't matter, it's fucking dead. Bam. One of the things goes. Other elf moves over to here and takes a shot. Goblin. And hits. For 6 damage. This goblin just takes an arrow to its back and is heavily knocked down. But it's not out. Grimnir, you are stunned for 1 more round. Dimitri's turn.
Hooray. Let's see. How far can we get? He can get over there. What can he see from there? See this stuff? Oh yeah. So how about trying to thin out this herd with a few magic missiles at these 3 in the corner by Galatea and Grimnir.
Oh. Okay. That's it. Which one? That one? Sure thing. Takes a hit. It gets killed. And the next one takes that crit damage. Which one was it? Wonderful. As it's hit heavily by the maximum damage, you watch as the belt that was around its waist shatters. Well, not shatters, but is destroyed by the magic thud force energy. For layman's sense, that now has 1 less AC.
Fun.
Yeah, they're all wearing leather belts and leather armor. This goblin, seeing the spellcaster, is going to come out of the things. So, Esther, you had a held
Hello.
action.
Yeah, I will totally take a shot at this guy.
No worries. It's at this point everyone that's around the thing all backs away from the goblins.
Did he know I was there?
Nope.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes, it does.
7 damage.
7 damage. You smash it heavily. As it comes out, it's not in short sword range.
Oh, sorry. I have a bow, but it's the same numbers.
No worries. I'll
'Cause
let you have that.
Yeah, I use my dex for all my attacks and stuff, and it's the same damage roll as well.
Yeah, you did say he's going to shoot it.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, so that's going to hit this one over here. Takes damage. All of a sudden, you hear in Elvish. Does anyone speak in Elvish?
I do.
Is that Ander?
Yep.
No one else speak Elvish?
I don't know what else I
Hi,
speak.
Batharin.
What'd you say? Can I have a look at your sheet? Bathorium. Yep, gotcha. Anyway, so Andy, you hear him say, "There's one over there." He's bam.
Oh yeah, they're French dicks. I forgot.
Oh, yes.
Leave me alone. That's how my elves speak. Okay, this guy all alone is going to attack. No, he's going to disengage as a bonus action. Come straight down to attack Galatea.
Of course he is.
Of course he is. It's going to hit for 3 damage.
Oh, that's kind of close.
Esther.
Hi.
You look around the wagon and
Oh, yeah.
Galatea is swarmed by goblins.
1 hit point, man.
Am I still stealth to them?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do a different thing anyway.
I just wanted to share that I am picturing all of your elves forevermore having those snooty little pencil mustaches.
They are also wearing berets.
Always
Yes.
the berets. We are
And
the Elvish
all of
faction.
your elves, even the women.
We are the Elvish resistance.
Splitters!
Okay, I'm going to move there and take a shot.
Your thing.
I don't think that'll hit.
Unfortunately, you don't hit. No.
Oh wait, I'm stealth, right?
Yeah.
Advantage.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Wow.
Nope.
Well,
You
That's
gave
not
it to
you
me,
guys.
but the universe did not give this to me.
Lynn.
gee,
Is there anything that I can reach or do?
You haven't really moved off the wagon unless you said that you moved off the wagon last round.
Right, so my options are go down there and get murdered.
Or stay where
Because
you
that
are
is
and watch everyone get married.
And then get murdered.
It's a really tricky question, you know?
The people around you, the wagon people, the wagon caravan group, they're all scared out of their wits. These goblins are apparently very deadly.
Yeah, no shit, they're all like ninjas.
Oh, can I ask a quick question?
Quick answer.
I can shout as like a free action, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that Galatea is not looking good.
Thank you. She's pulling a Carrie in the corner, just like red dress now.
Okay, but even if I like jumped down and started heading over, I have 25 feet of move, so
Dash like your life depends on it, because ours might.
What
Did
is
you
your
move
furthest
last round?
spell?
I did not move last round. I'm gonna get straight murdered.
Well, you
Yeah,
not
I'm
have
gonna
long-range
just gonna
attacks.
dash towards.
Dash towards everyone.
Hang on a second, actually, because didn't I pick up something ranged when I was in town for exact fucking dagger? Well, someone please remind me after we all get killed and I roll a new character to always give my wizards crossbows.
Yeah.
I thought wizards came with crossbows.
Yeah, I thought they did
Yeah,
too.
but a certain DM told us that we weren't doing equipment that way. Remember that?
That is true.
Crossbows were different, I said.
No, you said we aren't getting the equipment that it generically says with the class.
I thought that was for the next group.
That was, yeah, you told me that we got what came with the class.
I don't remember doing that to you guys.
Hang on.
I took this as just take what's in the.
I don't remember doing that to you guys. Did I really do that to you guys?
I mean, I just pasted what you told me in chat.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I'm trying to. I said that I thought I was going to do that to the third party, not you guys.
I don't know. Grizz, all of your equipment stuff just confused the shit out of me.
Yeah. I have
Cross-
the
cross-
stuff from normal, at least in my character sheet.
Alright, well, I cannot even. Like, I have Wizard Starter Kit in my items list. And you know what I can't do? Fucking stretch it out because I'm on the goddamn tablet and it's useless that way.
Let's see.
I'm.
That's not it.
I mean,
Yeah,
wizards
it's
don't
empty
start with
'cause I-
crossbows anyway.
Doesn't start with crossbows? No, that's warlocks.
Yeah.
Warlocks crossbow.
Yeah, I started with the proficiency. I did not start with the weapon, as far as I know.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even. The base equipment doesn't give you that either.
So, like I said, buy crossbow in town after TPK, currently running towards party.
To be honest, I didn't expect them to bloody knock Grimnir out.
I did.
I totally did.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was gonna die. I mean,
Like, I have 3 health.
Pretty
Galatea has 1.
It's like the Tomb of Annihilation season has basically made all my dice deadly.
Yep.
Apparently.
Okay, so you just run towards the party?
What else can I do at this point?
Okay. Goblin is going to... Well... This goblin's going to disengage because it saw a different target. And attacked Esther.
I hate him.
Take
My
4
my
damage.
AC is 14, so yeah.
Galatea.
Oh. Well, at this point, I think I may need to take my potion. Because that's the only way I'm staying up for the next round, possibly.
I mean,
It's a
there's
bonus
gonna
action to
be
drink potions.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I
4
make-
attack classes. You?
I'm just letting you know, I make potion drinking a bonus action. Unless you
What?
have stuffed it in the bottom of your
That would
backpack.
have been good to
Oh.
know.
I've told you this last time you guys tried to drink
No,
potion.
Totally
no, you
forgot.
didn't.
Oh dear God!
Nope.
I
I
owe
remember
you a
hearing
This
lot.
that.
is completely new information.
Well,
Unless you say that your potion's in the bottom of your backpack, I assume that you always carry at least one in your pocket.
Am I getting involved in this?
Sure. So drink your potion.
Thank you. That's lovely.
Isn't it 2d4? It's 2d4.
Ah, that's weird.
Oh yeah, roll another d4.
Five hit points.
All right.
And then smash. This was the one that was kind of already damaged.
Yes, that's a
right?
little bit weaker, yes.
Well, fuck it. Let's try for one of these other ones because I think she's angry now.
I'm sorry, guys. Do you want to live?
Roll20 doesn't want us to live. We want to live.
Apparently.
I mean, I'm pretty lukewarm on the idea, to be honest.
Andy, you're up.
All right. All right. So who should I heal so that they survive the next round? The questions we ask. All right. I am going to move over.
As long as you can, you should probably heal yourself if you're really low.
Yeah, I'm at 3 health.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need some of that later.
All
Also,
right.
straight up, that's like probably the worst spot you can move to. Because
Yeah.
like flanking's a thing.
This is true. Fuck. Are the horses like? Are the horses terrain that we can move on?
Sure. Let's see what happens when you move through horses.
I was hoping for the opposite of that. Fuck. All
On
right.
that note, Esther, the horses nearby you are freaking the fuck out.
I hope they kick this goblin.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move over there between the goblins and Esther, and I'm gonna hit myself for 5 points of lay on hands.
Wow.
And I am going to cast. Teo, what's your AC? Just like normally?
15.
Sorry. I'm just
Okay.
laughing at something else.
Sure. Okay.
Esther, could you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Sure.
Yeah, it's not making. You are,
It's
though.
pretty good.
You are. You watch as the goblin in front of you gets a hoof to the head.
Yay!
And fucks
All right.
the fuck off.
Excellent.
Screw you, Gobbo.
He stands there for a second with half his head caved in
All right.
before he slumps to the ground.
I'd like to cast Shield of Faith on Galatea. Give you at least a bit more of a chance.
Thank you.
So it's plus 2 AC. Yeah. So you have plus 2 AC as long as I can keep concentration.
Thank you.
That's useful.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's useful for him because now you're gonna be swarmed.
Okay. An arrow just destroys that guy.
Good. Fuck that guy.
From the elf. As it then moves forward. Takes another shot at one of the goblins surrounding you, Galatea. This goblin is destroyed. Goblin attacks you, Galatea.
Nope.
That's a 16.
She has a 17
Nope.
right now.
Misses. This guy here rides this way on his dog-like creature and orders the goblins around you to attack you again. You're going down. And
God, that's like the third crit, dude.
I know, right?
Yeah, down to 1.
You take 8 damage.
Yep, down.
And you are bleeding out
Not surprised at all.
as you are impaled on the goblin's dagger. You are taking a death wound and also making a saving throw. As you are going to be bleeding out. And this guy here runs towards Ander. This guy here moves towards Ander. First one attacks, second one attacks. You take 3 damage.
I'm sorry, the guy gives him 2 actions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He can command up to 3 goblins.
Yeah, but they moved and attacked. That's 2
Mhm.
extra actions. Okay. That's what I was asking.
Pretty much. This goblin here on your right and attacks again and misses you. She moves in. So does he. Grimnir, you're stunned no longer. At the beginning of next round, you get to do something. Dimitri's turn.
Yeah, there's not going to be another round.
Yeah. At this point, I guess he's killing the hell out of this guy and then going to one around Ander. Hopefully.
Sure thing. Okay. Oof. With a glancing blow and then a sudden heavy thunk, this goblin that stands over you, Galatea, ready to just finish you off, gets destroyed by Dimitri. As it hits another one. This guy here. Which one, left or right?
Let's go for this one. So left.
That one there gets destroyed. Esther's turn.
I assume we all bought a healing potion, right? Or like
Healing potion in your inventory?
I don't, but I think we bought a pack, right?
Don't remember.
I know I bought one, at least. Or I got salve and I have the potion. But the potion is like
Just buy healing potions by the case.
Okay.
I know each potion has 4 uses.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, they're doses. And it's
Okay.
3. Didn't I say 3?
No, you said
Okay,
4.
perfect.
Just go check.
I wrote down 4 for that,
3
and then
salve.
6 for the salve out of combat.
Sure.
Okay, my movement is being weird, but this is what I'm doing. I'm moving there, and I'm gonna dash as a bonus action because rogues. So that's 15 feet. And then moving there is another 45 feet. And then I'm going to use my action to have Galatea drink her potion.
Okay, so you use your action to do that. No worries. So you down and give her a drink.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'm going to assume that I don't have a potion on me because it's not in my inventory, so I'm going to use yours if you have an extra charge.
Yeah, it's fine.
Got it.
Where did...
Okay.
Does the bleeding stop?
Yes, it does. Sorry, apologies.
Great.
I was bringing over, double checking something. Would not move over cleanly.
Put my potion on. 2 uses left.
Yeah, flasks have 4. Yeah. No worries. Lynn.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, how many goblins are still up?
1. Well, technically 2.
Are those two close to each other at all?
No.
Whatever.
But-
The one who's still on his feet. Fuck you, buddy.
Okay.
If it has more than
Nice.
20 hit points, I'm gonna flub my shit.
Okay, so the goblin goes to sleep. Where are you dropping it? Right on top of the goblin?
Oh, I'm gonna put it right on that particular spot on the map that I can see perfectly.
1 second.
I mean, I'm going to do my best to not do any friendly fire with that,
Let me just...
but it's better than letting the goblins do unfriendly fire, so.
Yeah, 1 second. Here we go. I've done this before. 1 second. Okay. Pictures. Current. This is the current state of the map. So where do you drop the sleep?
Okay, now when you say things like this is the current state of the map, where am I supposed to be looking?
You are the...
You posted it to Raptora's Monday. Thank you.
Sorry, apologies.
Okay, so where is the standing goblin? Is it the
It's
captain?
the one next to Anders and the captain.
Can I hit the captain?
I believe he's just out of range. I believe he's 110 feet.
That's fine. I have 25 feet of move.
Yep, sure. So you move close to the goblin.
Yep.
Okay. And then you drop it on top of the goblin.
Yeah, that's fine. You
The
sound
goblin
chuckly.
captain.
This concerns me.
Okay.
Your chuckling worries me.
I didn't
Oh.
I mean,
chuckle.
because you might put his mount to sleep first.
That'd be kind of funny.
It would be. No, he goes down first. As he slumps off his dog.
That's a step forward. I have a goal in mind, and it starts with an S and ends with litting his throat.
I like that idea. I like it a lot.
I want it
Okay.
first.
Galatea, you're up.
Speaking of which, so how about get one more hit off of my potion, I guess, as a bonus action.
Yeah, using somebody else's potions is an action. Using your own potion is a bonus.
God damn it.
Wow. What-
Well, that's just unfortunate.
Well, well, let's go over to. Can you make it over there? Yeah, I can. Raging up over here, and fuck this guy
So-
in particular. So.
Go for it.
I have a quick question about the Goblin Captain.
Yes.
Is he in thick trees?
Yes.
Got it.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Technically, you're not in flanking there, but, well, the horses don't count as actually flanking as allies. But still, wow.
Also, the
God.
horses can kick you. The horses can kick you, so I'd watch out.
No, that would be like,
Ender,
yeah.
it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to move around to the other side of the goblin. I'm going to attempt to knock him prone. Sorry, I accidentally had advantage, but without advantage, that's a 19.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, he fails.
Okay, I should also have advantage on that, but I think a 15 hits him anyways.
Yeah, 15
Let's
hits
see
him
if it's a
anyways.
crit.
This is true.
No, but you kill him.
Okay, cool. Is dead.
Might want to move back away from the horses.
Good plan. Move away from the horses and towards the captain and his dog.
Capture the dog. That's my new mount.
As you move back towards the captain dog, you can't really see the captain. He's fallen into the brush. But you can see the dog. He's standing defensively over the top of this location. And as you all start to turn your attention to that, and Grimnir stands up finally, you hear the elf speak in common. Don't move forward to it. The dog, it is not good.
Now they speak.
Yeah, he said Lynn's new ride is awesome. Didn't you hear him?
At which point he draws his bow and takes 2 shots towards the dog. Both shots hit.
But my mount. You just hate the idea of me having the fury.
Holy shit, how much damage does that dog just take? Yeah, that dog's dead.
So what I'm hearing is Lynn needs to become a necromancer and have an undead dog.
Apparently, that's the only way I'm going to get one.
Get yourself a thestral pony.
It's at this point that the elves move between you and the dog. And the captain. Grimnir,
Yep.
you're suddenly aware of what's going on. You're like,
Back.
the fuck just happened?
Point in the direction of the captain.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So what are you going to do?
What was anything left to do?
There's a...
Captain's asleep. But
Over here, there's
Okay.
some goblin.
Sure, I mean, can we not just time up now?
Oops. Yeah,
you can do that. Go for it.
He's unconscious.
you have to stand up and you'd walk
I
over
mean,
to
he's
it. But
gonna
we're out of initiative right now. There's no fucking way that Goblin's going to do anything because he's fucking unconscious.
Mm.
As you guys approach the captain, the elves stop you.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay. Try and stop him.
Okay.
Why are you trying to stop us?
What are you going to do? You're just going to push past him?
Yeah, get out of my way.
Make an opposed check.
Well, okay, athletics, I guess.
Yeah, sure. As you do so, you find yourself spun around as you try and push past the elf, as he spins you back and you face the other direction. It is not for you, Master Dwarf.
No, he decides that, eh?
No, he's right. He's definitely mine, and I'm gonna go try and push past.
The hell with it. Like,
Sure.
tying him the
Make
hell
an
up
oppo-
and dealing with this.
The other elf moves towards the captain himself. As these two
Xander's
blocking.
also going towards him. He's going to kill that captain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lynn, you won't be able to make it to them before whatever they're doing happens. And they go for it.
I'm gonna help with that.
You're also stopped by the elf.
What do you mean it's not for us?
Galatea, you make it past them. Because he's busy with Grimnir and Ander, the two elves are unable to stop you, Galatea, as you pass them. Lynn, you dash past and head straight to the dock, I guess? What are you doing, Lynn?
Well, you said I wouldn't be able to make it there before they did whatever the hell they were doing.
Oh, they're doing something with the captain. You can move past them and go to the dog if you want to go to the dog.
She was going to the captain.
Yes, I believe I made my intentions clear.
That you're going for the captain?
Yep.
You find yourself looking at the elf, grabbing the goblin, picking him up off the ground, and starts shaking him awake. The goblin seems to have been disarmed, and he's being yelled at in goblin by the elf. Which you see the goblin itself cowering in fear at the best of its ability anyway. Practically getting choked as it's being held aloft.
If Dimitri cast comprehend languages, could he understand what they're talking about?
Yeah, sure. Who's he casting it on? Himself?
I'm pretty sure you can only cast on yourself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dimitri can.
So if I were to guess, the puppy died, and then the elves came up and are now holding the goblin?
Yes.
Cool.
Saying to him.
Dmitri is understanding them speak, but who's he talking? Who's he relaying the information to?
So you're trying to go up to Galatea if there's anything particular that she needed to know in that exact moment.
He just relays quickly what he's asked over here as he approaches. He says they're asking where its clan is, and it's refusing to answer.
I'm going to use minor illusion and wreath my hand in flames and start slowly reaching towards its face.
It's kind of hard to reach towards its face, seeing as it's at elven height, because it's being held aloft.
I would like to try and intimidate it while covered in blood, holding a maul.
Does Esther hear that they're trying to get information out of it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm going to assist Galatea and say, I don't think it needs all of its toes.
The elves that are not interrogating the goblin directly all say, "This is not your business."
Excuse me?
After that.
Esther's gonna turn to that. Esther's gonna turn and say, "You're right. It's not my business, but it certainly is my pleasure."
Yeah, I'm just not going to let that lie after what they did to Grimnir.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
They just beat the shit out of us. They were trying to kill all of these people that we're here protecting.
Yes, that is your job. This is ours.
Your job is to be dicks to everybody you meet?
No. Our job is to take care of the goblins. She, the one that's talking to you, Anda, pulls out the adventurer's chit that she's currently wearing, and it shows a copper chit. And she then pulls out a quest sheet and shows it to you. It's basically a notification for a higher ranking C-class mission to hunt down the goblin lair. This is not your business.
Well, good for fucking you.
I'm pretty sure at the point at which things come to most of my friends' bloodshed, it involves us.
You've done your job. Take care of your charges.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, there's
You
the
were-
red eye still. She's got like the wavy lines behind her anime style, the looming dread.
Actually, I feel like Esther's the only one that's like, all right, fair enough. Just put in good word with us at the guild, right?
I mean, I'll drop it. I don't want to start another fight.
Just make sure he's dead when you're done.
I don't have that job.
I'll follow Grimnir's lead, but I'm not happy about it. I keep like glaring back at them.
Yeah, Galtea's walking over though. She's kneeling down by some of the dead goblins and drawing a dagger and cutting off their left ears.
No worries. There was 9 small goblins. So yeah, other than the goblin captain, which is being held at
He doesn't need both of his ears.
You only need the left ear, but if you want to take the right ears as trophies, go ahead.
No, I'm saying the goblin captain doesn't need both of his ears.
It's not like he's listening anyway.
If you're collecting the ears, we'll hand it over when we're done.
I'm just
Once she's
saying.
done, like,
Probably
removing
think you're
things,
remorse.
She just looks to Dimitri and kind of gives the usual gesture and has him prestidigitate all this blood off and do some mending.
Yeah, he does that.
Rage slowly subsiding.
Andrew will spread the rest of his lay on hands around. I only have 5 points left. So, yeah. Galatea take 2, Grimnir take 2, and I'll take the last one.
But not
No
him.
worries. Was not expecting Grimnir to go down that badly. Sorry, man. What is
We
with you
all
taking
were.
so massive damage?
It's not me. It's you.
Oh, dear God. Like, every combat, Grimnir gets fucked over somehow.
Can I ask an open request to the elves?
Sure.
I'm going to ask if they mind if I observe their handiwork.
Yumewa. Over the course of the next 20 minutes, they interrogate the goblin heavily. It's all in goblinoid. Sometimes they throw it to the ground and let it run for a few seconds, but immediately put an arrow into its leg, binding it to the ground. It is brutal. Its lowest form. Eventually the goblin seems to start begging for its life, and they let it run. After they seem to be satisfied, they just shoo it away. It starts running. Do you going to do anything?
They said they got it.
They do. About count of 3, an arrow flies from one of their bows and just embeds it into the back of their head. The 3 elves look towards it, and one of them looks towards you, Esther, and says, "There, go collect your gear." And they turn and walk away, back towards their horses.
I'm going to, as they start walking away, I'm going to ask for their ear for a second.
What?
First off, word to the wise, take help where you can get it. Second off, where's their hideout? If you don't make it back, it's probably good for the guild to know.
We'll let them know.
If you don't make it back, it's probably good for the guild to know.
They will know.
If you don't make it back, it's probably good for the guild to know.
They walk away.
Just asking. Dimitri caught that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was listening.
Yeah, so.
From what Dimitri could overhear, screaming and yelling, it is somewhere to the north. Somewhere about, somewhere to the, no, actually no, to the, towards the river. Cave near the river is all he could actually hear and understand.
I'm going to collect my trap. Oh, also,
Yes.
what's the roll to see if your arrow survives?
Scavenge rolls. I've got it here somewhere. Roll me a D100. Oh no, sorry, not a D100. Sorry, a D20.
Okay.
Apologies.
Not a very good roll.
No, you do not find any of your arrows still in good quality.
Okay, I'm down 2 arrows.
Go back over to the rest of the group. Galtea is going to approach Ander just kind of casually. Mr. Stormwind, could I borrow you for a minute?
Fulcher's the only one that seems to be talking to Ander at the time. And upon hearing that the goblins have been killed, He turns back to the rest, and you all hear the noise of 3 horses being kicked into action and then disappearing. And you hear the sound of hooves as you watch as the elves on their mounts bugger off.
Galtae's not paying attention to this. She's asking Andrew if she can borrow him for a second.
Sure. For sure.
Do you mind lifting your shield?
Can I make...
For what?
Please.
Okay. He hesitantly hands over his shield.
No, not handing it over. She just said lift it up.
Oh, sure.
She gives a gesture to Dimitri, who quickly prestidigitates it, like polishes it, and she starts checking her makeup and hair in it.
Saw that coming.
And there looks very.
Yeah.
She takes her like a minute or so, fixes up her makeup, her hair a little bit. Much better. Thank you. You can hold it now.
I like to imagine that Anna's ready for like her to smash it or something like that, and then she just suddenly starts dying her hair.
Yeah, basically. Alright.
His shield is probably the biggest mirror that they have at the moment. Oh, I'm sorry, Lynn, but your thing is being very loud.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I was gonna hold off.
Can I try to make one more scavenger roll, please?
Sure. What are you scavenging? For arrows?
No, dog slicers.
Dog slices. Okay, go for it.
You never know when you want to frame a goblin, so.
That's the spirit.
19. Yeah, you find off the goblins about 6 of them that are still in good quality. The others have broken in some sort of way.
I only want 2. If anybody else wants the other 4, they can take them. They crit on 19, so. Or at least I assume they do.
They look like violent weapons.
I'm sorry, I moved in my hammock.
I mean, Esther has absolutely no problem using this kind of thing, but a pally might.
No, Andrew's fine with that.
Oh, are you a vengeance?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you'd be fine with that.
Surprise.
That's nice.
No.
You in that bloody hammock.
Mute.
You.
Wait, see, I'm not even moving.
It's being
You
just
eating?
really loud.
Something sure as shit is.
Seriously, I'm holding perfectly still.
Now it's okay. Except that little bit of shifting.
Yeah, well.
So, at your leisure, could I get the dog slicer stats? Because I actually have no idea what they are.
Sure. Dog slices are quite simple. They are. Second. They're very simple. It is basically it's a dagger. 1d4 dagger. It's deadly. And it's fragile. Those are the 2 stats on it. Basically, on a roll of a 1, that's a critical fail, the weapon will break outright. And it deals critical hits on 19 to 20.
Okay, got it. Dagger means I can use my dexterity with it instead of strength, correct?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
You are really loud and I don't know why.
Yeah, it's got really loud.
Well,
sound like you're
stand
chewing.
out of the hammock.
It sounds like you're chewing like really loud chips. It's like
And like shifting a bunch of
I'm
stuff.
unable to explain this.
Well, it was picking up
I mean,
like
I really
that.
do not know what to tell you.
It was picking up that train earlier. Is it something from like nearby?
It's the only thing making noise. Let me guess, the sink is super loud too.
still a bit loud there, yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it. Well, given that I saved you all from a fate worse than death.
Other question about dog slicers. Can you throw them?
They're not really aerodynamic, no.
Okay, so
They're not thrown.
you can throw daggers, but I guess you can't throw this one. That's cool. I'm willing to take that even. So I'm going to take 3 just because of the break.
Alright, so given my audio issues and whatnot, are you expecting to need me for the rest of the evening?
Not really, unless you want to be part of the roleplay part.
I mean, it's not that I don't, it's that I don't want to be disruptive.
Yeah, if there was an easy way to just like mute the thing in Discord when you're not talking, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, in a couple of hours, I should have my computer back up, so.
No worries.
And it looks like I'm going to have to go outside to meet people anyway.
All good, all good.
Soonish, anyhow.
I don't know what it is with Discord recently. But yeah, I have like the yellow voice connected thing, so it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it like jumps my voice up like crazy or totally stops my voice from working. Anyway,
I heard the shifting
The
recently.
server is in Sydney.
that was brilliant. I'm going to switch over to push to talk so that I can listen in until my people get here and I have to go outside.
Cool.
No worries.
And at least then I'll be better clued in.
So this is a dirty and quick edit of a map I found, but please ignore the badness. Over the next couple of days heading to Salvin, it doesn't take much of any events. The folks of the caravan train are a bit shaken from their encounter with the goblins, and also from the now sudden departure of these elves that apparently were supposed to be defending them, but seem to be more interested in the goblins' location and buggering off than actually sticking around.
Yeah, she was a little bit surprised by that, especially like they didn't know about this. I thought they would have just like gotten a ride and agreed to help. Or at least told them that they were just getting a ride to do this other thing.
Yeah. Might have been nice of them to tell us, too.
Fulcher does say that they were only with them for... They did say that they're only with us for a short time. Wasn't expecting him to be ready for goblins. But either way. Back on the road.
Elves.
Yep. Back on the road.
The trip for the rest of the way to Salvin is very uneventful. The people that still stuck with and such basically experience a pretty nice trip as it weaves back and forth towards the river and out again, depending on how the terrain is, and past small farmsteads and such like that. Eventually, you reach the crossroads. One heading further west and one heading south over the towards the river and Salvin itself. Not long now, just another day. You're informed. Salvin itself is a little short distance away from the bridges that cross over. 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Salvin itself is a very small township, more than a city, located just off the peninsula. It still has a nice, as you would say, dock and such, but it's not on the tippity point. Why am I getting so many things? Anyway. Boo. But here it is. I'll put it in Discord so Robin can see. So here it is. Salvin. To the south and to the north is the crossings that cross over the Grand Rivers. But the township here is quite simple. He takes you into the area and down into what he calls the Marine Quarter. And after reaching what appears to be a ship, he starts to unload and then turns to you all. Well, once again, thank you very much for your aid, and especially with the goblin attack that happened a couple of days back. Bit of a shame of the Elven Company leaving, but regardless, your help was much appreciated. Now, how much do we agree on?
We agreed on 68 silver on arrival, I believe.
68 silver plus 8 additional silver per day per party member.
Yes.
Right. So that is, what was that? 3, 7. Ugh. For a merchant, you'd think I'd be good at math. Okay, it's times by 6 because there's 6 of you. Right, and then it was so he starts fishing out coins, and then 68, right? Yeah, 68. So, let's see. Here we go. He fiddles with some silver coins and such like that, and shoves it into a pouch, and then hands over a pouch coin to you all. You open it up, and inside there is about 744 silver pieces, give or take. Some of them are gold coins, some gold coins, some silver, to share amongst each other. It's not much, but thank you very much for all your hard work.
Well, thank you.
A pleasure.
It was good to travel with you. Hope that we get the chance to do it again someday. We can tell each other more stories.
That sounds great. I love the idea of this. I'll tell you about my trips further to the west.
Galtea just gives a knowing look towards the women she had.
Yeah, they nod.
I'll tell you about the time I got stabbed.
Really? Was it when the goblins attacked?
Oh no, long time before that.
She's giving the other women that I'm so sorry look.
They return it in kind because they've experienced Anders' side as well.
I think they're giving me weird looks though. I think I should probably tell you this story another time.
Indeed, I got to talk to the captain and such. Well,
Wait.
best of luck to you all.
Best of luck to you.
Likewise.
From what you remember, he told you basically that unfortunately the ship that he needed to meet here in Salvin was not making its way to Parsantrum, so he had to actually go by land before he could go by boat.
Ugh, that's annoying.
It was. And he did complain at most of the times about how annoying it was that the captain would refuse to come up to Parsantrum.
Yeah.
Something about taxes.
Surprise, surprise.
So I know the 8 silver per day is per adventurer. Is the 68 per adventurer?
Yes, it was.
Awesome. We were on the road for 3 days?
Oh, you were on the road for a week.
A week? Oh shit, okay.
Talking about a week. I need to update the dates. So let's see. You were out on 20th.
Yeah, I'm just going to assume that someone can give me a fair share later when I have a computer.
You were
Okay,
on...
fair
Oh,
share is 124 silver.
you guys
And
are on the
when I can write
last
that down, that
day
would be
of
great.
the month. That is not a spied event. I'll get the proper spelling later. But regardless, Salvin is your basic town, and you got free run of it. As you were released from your duties as caravan guards.
Sweet.
Salvin is much smaller than Parsantrum. Crossing each of the quarters would probably take 20 minutes as well, but there's only 3 of them, so crossing throughout the whole entire town at most would probably take an hour. Where Parsantrum crossing from one side of the city to the other side of the city would have taken you half the day.
Okay.
That's if you try to do it by foot, of course.
There isn't a guild hall in here anywhere, is there? I'm trying
Adventurers
to think.
Hall?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Ah, brilliant.
That's why we came. That's why we came here.
Right.
The Adventurers Hall here in Salvin is located in the Marine Quarter, and it is located... What's it called? A second, coming back in. I had to do an edit on the thing. To update the month. It is located near the Bay Gate. You know that big blue building that's near the gate itself?
Yeah, no, I see the Bay Gate. Yep, okay.
Give me a second, I'll just copy paste it from... It's a much smaller compared to the Venturer's Bowl that you've been staying in for the last X amount of times. But it still has its reminiscent symbol of the A and the H melding as one to represent the two. Represent everyone needs to be one whole group to work together.
I heard
At least
Anne
that's what you
Heche.
told it is.
I heard Anne Heche.
The A and the H of Adventurers Hall.
Surprisingly, the
Yes.
people here already know about Ander and we're betting on him.
No, they don't know Andy yet.
I wouldn't have been
Been
surprised.
down
Keyword there was yet.
Oh,
yeah,
give it time.
I wander right in and I start poking at to see if there's anything for us on the way from our current town to the capital. I cannot pronounce that
I assume
name.
we
I'm
should be
sorry.
checking in and letting them know that the thing was done. And then
Idevent.
Idevent?
Yeah, I'd invent.
Okay.
I'd invent.
I didn't.
Yeah, just say I'll event,
I'll event.
but I'd invent this. I'd invent this.
Is it acceptable to abbreviate it to IDE?
Some of the adventurers do, yeah. Head into the eye.
All right. It is henceforth referred to as IDE by Ender then.
You've never been to the eye.
I have not,
The Ides of
but I look forward to going there.
So yeah.
Check
Check in, make sure they know our current quest got done, and then also some of the goblin ears.
Yep. As you approach the counter, you see that from what you've experienced in Parsan, from the huge long lines, here it is super relaxed. There's barely lines. The guild folk behind the counters are bored as out of their mind type folk. Occasionally an adventurer would have entered in, seen them, but when you guys enter, they start... they don't really move much faster, but they do adjust themselves, and you're greeted cheerfully and excitedly. When you hand over the notification about the caravan guard and hand over the proof of record that Fletcher had previously given you, as well as his payment, the guild hall stamps it and clears, and you're informed that you have received additional rewards. And basically, they go through the explanation about how these different rewards work. Basically, completing missions gives you bonuses, and these bonuses give you access to different halls and such. They ask you what level you are. When you're in 10, they double check some information. They reinform you that, hey, you can be ranked up to brass. You just need to visit and go through the whole entire spiel.
That is indeed the plan.
Yep, that's what we're doing now.
Wonderful. And how much did they say that they're buying the ears for? Because this guild hall is doing it as well.
Goblin ears are 5 silver per.
It's just that it's disappeared. All
Should
that
be in the
It's in
fucking
the
right?
mysterious note at the top of the handouts. Or at the
mysterious
top of the
note.
handouts
That
we-
one. Fantastic. 5 silver an ear. Wonderful. So you got 10 ears. So you got 50 silver for them all.
Sweet.
Not bad.
They congratulate you once again, and for your for your service and aid and for the Adventurers Hall, and they hope that you didn't experience too much trouble with fighting.
Galtair just but doesn't say anything.
Ender does something similar.
The look of somebody who has had Excalibur as a weapon.
Yes.
Esther wants to report in that we might have found the location of, I don't know what to call it, like a goblin hole, a goblin nest.
Yes, indeed.
Just the general location. We didn't scout it out ourselves, but we were attacked by goblins and they happened to say something.
Yes. This. Oh gosh, I can't pronounce these elven words. The elven party of. Anyone speak Elvish?
Ender does.
Wonderful. Could you read this for me? It basically reads the silver bows in Elvish.
Ender reads it back to them.
Okay, so the Silvered Bow Party, they operate out of Pasantrum. They've reported just recently to the Avengers Hall that they have found the location, so there's no need to worry about it.
Oh, good for them.
Yes.
Make a note of that name.
Just one thing to note. Did I tell you about how the Adventurers Hall works, right? You can report these things on the fly. You don't actually need to come into the Adventurers Hall. Basically, in the back of the book that you received when you signed up as adventurer many, many months ago, there was a series of sheets that were basically rip-outable. like they had a terrible part about them. And what it is, it's basically a message note. You write it down, write down the information such as locations of certain things and everything like that, and you get certain rewards from the Avengers Hall. Did I ever explain this?
Not that I
don't
remember.
remember hearing about this.
No, and you probably never had to worry about it because everyone else dealt with it. Basically, if you find ruins or anything like that in the wild, generally the case is that it's first man in gets the loot, but you still have to report it because the rules are basically anyone that is found within a ruin that is not reported to the Avengers Hall is considered a squatter, and basically they're free to remove by force if necessary. That includes any other adventurer party that has not been able to report that the ruin was discovered. So basically, if you discover a ruin, you want to report it straight away to make sure that you're not going to be ganked by another adventuring party that finds it. And it's basically an easy thing to do, and they get back to you immediately telling you, yes, this ruin is yours to freely loot, and that you have first dibs and shit like that.
Good to know.
Should have given you a handout with that information on.
I vaguely
Probably didn't
remember something
transfer it
like
over.
that, but yeah, there wasn't a handout on it.
Yeah, I probably didn't transfer it over. Sorry about that. But yeah, and completing missions gives the person that does the mission generally gives you a acceptance form saying that you've completed it, and then you get paid by the Adventurers Hall itself. So he doesn't really pay you. So it's the Adventurers Hall that pays you, but he handled the cash this time. Usually Adventurers Hall is where you get your money. They just give you a chit or a piece of paper saying that you've completed the mission, so therefore you can get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And no, you can't scribe their things because it's like a special thing. Unless you can hack a fucking Adventurers Hall plaque.
One day.
I mean, I'm just saying that's
Enough
kind of my
levels.
whole thing.
Just fucking encouraging you, aren't I?
Scriptores Mundi.
Yep.
Regardless. So, on the quest list, you find very little. You see a repeat of the Goblineer quest. You see a few mentions of different missions on the Isle of Savan and what was the other village called? Yeah, Afard and Savan's Isles is currently got a few missions on it, but it doesn't lead anywhere to Idevent. If you have a look at the map, you can see Belfard and Savan are basically on a giant island. Surrounded by the Grand
So
River.
we're not getting there anytime soon.
Sorry?
I was not going there anytime soon.
Yeah, we're not going there anytime soon.
Basically, it's a mirror of the roads at Savan. There are some small village tracks that travel between the two towns, and small villages spotted here and there along the riverside and the lakeside things and all that jazz. They're not much of a noted location there, much like Pentel is a noted location on maps because of Eagle's challenge that happens every year. The smaller villages are basically non-really put on maps because it's not really needed. You know what I mean? Well, that's at least what the the map makers do. Some do for completionist style things, but some don't because it's more of a mass-produced. No need to waste too much ink writing down every village name. But yeah, there's some down that way in between, but there's none that really lead towards Idevent.
So yes, we need to figure out the how we're getting to event, and also I think I need another healing potion.
Right. Cool.
We can just walk to Idavent. It's, what, 4 days, if I remember the map right?
Pretty much.
It's an option.
Just wanted to make sure.
There is one quest that catches your eye, but if I can find it. The annoying thing is I had the damn thing ready for me and I accidentally closed it. I can't remember what it's called. I'm an idiot. Is that it? No. It's not it. Excuse me. Okay, is there anything that you want to buy or do any shopping here in Southend? You find
No,
basic
potions.
shops or in stuff
Potion.
like that.
I want to buy a healing potion.
Potions.
I want to.
Yes.
Selling.
You do find an Alchemist Guild hall shop here. It's at
Brilliant.
least got the Alchemist Guild mark on it, saying that they have the permission to sell potions and potion ingredients.
Brilliant. How much for a healing potion?
The 48. One second. For what you can afford, you. For what you are allowed to have access to, they're 38 silver apiece.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
But they only come in vials.
Okay.
If you want a flask, they come in at about 1 gold 20.
Done.
So yeah, so a flask is 1 gold 20, and tinctures are 38.
Can I possibly do a persuasion for 1 gold?
Oof! Roll me a persuasion check. Ooh! Why is it advantage?
Use of the makeup kit?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they push it down to. Best they can make it for you is 1/8. That's all they can really do. Any more, and they would get in trouble.
Alright.
It's a young boy behind the counter, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very well.
Great. Yeah, I don't suppose the flask comes filled with stuff
Oh yeah, it
already.
comes with filled.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So. Moment when you accidentally close down the thing that you're fucking going to use that day.
Okay, wait. How much silver did we just get?
124.
Also, how much gold did we get after the after all was said and done at the trial?
Trial?
Oh, the challenge.
The challenge, right?
That was 50 gold. We got a platinum piece, which is 50 gold, apparently.
Yeah.
Each.
Sweet. And lastly, after we split the tusk, how much was it? Because I haven't updated my gold in a hot minute. Oh no, did you sell the tusk?
I traded it for. I can't. I can't remember.
Yeah, you traded it, I think.
I got a weapon.
Okay, that's cool. So it doesn't affect my gold value. That's all that matters.
Right.
So angry. Fucking bloody mission.
I had a question for you, I guess, while you're looking for this.
Go for it.
So, all the advanced shield stuff beyond just like a basic shield has some sort of disadvantage to it?
Let me remind myself 1 second.
It does. That's not really a question. I was just kind of curious if Shield Master interacted with that at all.
It does in its own way.
What's that, sorry?
It already really basically does.
What is he talking about to begin with?
Basically, there's different types of shields, like buckler, parrying bucklers. Then there's the round shield, which is basically a normal one.
Oh, yeah.
Kite shields and tower shields.
So even if I do have Shield Master, all disadvantages are still the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not allowed to not have a shield. It's a really good mirror.
Alright. Duly noted.
So, out of curiosity, how much is a hand mirror around here?
Hand mirror. Ooh. You go looking for a mirror. You find a small, excuse me. Full of burps at the moment. You find a small shop of interesting little items and knickknacks and such like that. A very simple mirror costs only about... Mind you, it's only very small. Comes in at about
It's like a compact one?
250 silver. Compact is sort of what the size is, but it isn't really got a second side close on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there is one for about 2 gold, 50 silver.
Oh, goodness, these are expensive. Nope. I have Mr. Stoneman for now.
How is it expensive? You have over 50 gold pieces.
She has a lot of stuff she has to be saving up for.
Sewing. Still sewing. Still can't find it. I got way too many things that I have to go through. Is there anything else that you guys want to be doing?
I'm just looking through some equipment stuff right now to see if there's anything I want there. But
In town?
Yeah.
I want to get stuff to bake some cookies because I haven't done that in a hot minute.
Easy to find
cookies.
stuff like that.
And I want to get me some poison.
Okay.
I don't know how easy it is to access, but let's see.
Roll me a
Yay, down by the docks. There's no rat
investigation
poison.
check. Oh yeah, whereabouts are you going to actually look for it? Low quarter, dock quarter, or the marine quarter, or the freeman's quarter?
What's in the Freeman's Quarter?
Freeman's quarter is basically filled with your sages, your holy folk, and everything like that.
Where are the alchemists at?
The alchemists are located in the dock quarters.
All right, then I'm going to try the dock first.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
Yes.
Oh, yay! I had to scroll down for that. But I'm very happy with the results.
Yeah, you find a small little shack which has like a thieves can't note about over the top of it saying something along the lines of it's a shop for rogues.
Sounds like a place I like. I go
You're
inside.
like, I need some rat poison to get rid of some rats in my bakery. Wink.
Pretty much.
You know, I've had some trouble sleeping, and I was wondering if
Sometimes
You had
I have
any,
trouble on airplanes.
I'm looking for a particularly aggressive sleep aid, if you know what I mean.
Okay. And the funny thing is, I actually had a book for that. Now you're making me find that one. You know, I just realized I was looking through the wrong fucking account. I was looking through Drive-Thru RPG, and the thing that I'm looking for is in the fucking DM's Guild. So I hate poison. I always spell it wrong the first time. What?
Poisson.
Just sworn I had a poisons. That's really weird. I swear I had a poisonous thing. A second. So, you're after something that helps you with your sleeping problems.
It's I have a quite aggressive form of insomnia.
Understood. Yes. I believe we have something that might be of use to you. And the little old man that's behind the counter moves over and starts looking through some things, makes some basic general chat. None of it holds any secrets or anything to make note of, but it's more along the lines of just general politeness. Let's see.
I'm also going to ask, straight, like, I'm going to be like, I'm hoping able to mix it into some sweets, if able, just to help it, go down easy.
Oh, yes. Understood.
I'm hoping that it can survive some high heat, basically.
Understood. That's after then. Gosh, I swear I had one. This one? Just burying the damn book that I was going to use for today's adventure deeper into the damn bottom of my library. Now I can't find it. There was something I had for you. Let's see. Its price is not cheap. It is not cheap. No. Let's see. Price is. He puts a small little vial of some strange liquid. And he says, "You can boil it down if you wish, and maybe add some glucose to it if you wish to make it candy. But it's not cheap. It comes in at seven gold."
How many doses in a vial?
It's a small thing. He informs you there is 4 doses in this. Quite powerful. I swear. You sleep like a baby.
Well,
You
who
sleep
could
like
put
a
a
baby
price?
with a hammer to its head.
That's really funny. Who could put a price on a good night's sleep? And I'll slide 8 over.
Thank you very much.
And as when I slide over the 8, I'll say, let me know if you have any more magical ailments around sometime.
Always do, my dear. Always do. 1 second, please. So yes, basically you now note its location. It's you always know how to find it. I'm not going to mark on the map because it's no one else's business.
Okay, got it.
But you know this. Make note that you know of the Salvin's poisonous shop. He sets it up as like a small little herbs and remedies store, and all that jazz. He has the mark out the front of a sign that has like a symbol of the Alchemist Guild, but because of its location and the tucked awayness, the only reason why you knew it was because of the thieves' mark.
Got it.
So frustrated. Nope, that's not it. It's so annoying because I only had it just the other day. Now I can't fucking find it. Okay, anyone else looking for anything in this village? Or town, sorry?
Are you gonna keep the DC to yourself, or should I know it?
Oh, sorry. The potion, depending on how it's an ingested poison, naturally.
Okay.
It is a DC of 16,
Okay.
and if the person fails, they get drowsy, and on the next turn, I should say, if they are drowsy and they fail the check again with disadvantage, they fall asleep. If they succeed, they remain drowsy, and they must save 3 times in the drowsy state to basically come out of it, but they have 3 chances of failing. Each of them getting harder and harder each time.
Okay, and they have to make 3 saves to, if they fail to save it during
Any
those 3
point.
turns, they fall asleep. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
If they are unaware of it, that is. If they are aware of it, that they can resist it. If they're unaware of it, they basically will fall asleep within the next 20 seconds.
Okay.
Minute or so. Between 20 and a minute, depending on how strong their resistance is. Yeah, like you said, it's quite powerful.
It's pretty good, yeah.
So basically, if the person is aware of it and you're forcing something down their throat, they have a chance to save against it. If they have a high poison tolerance, they have a chance to save against it. If they are unaware of what they're eating, basically in about a minute, they fall asleep.
All right, I guess I gotta go make some candy.
I'm sorry.
Says, why are you making cookies?
Yeah, where are you making cookies?
I don't know.
Would the Adventurers Hall let us
Nope.
make some cookies?
No.
Have like a kitchen.
Yeah.
No, not available to adventurers.
Huh.
You can find an inn, maybe. Try and convince them to let you use their kitchen. Might work.
I feel like at this point we might want to just like get a group house somewhere.
Oh, we move around way too much. We're not really in any one location.
It really depends.
Pretty much.
Why not just giant caravan?
Giant caravan, that's a good one. Yeah.
A caravan with a kitchen. That'd be great. We get ourselves an
portable
RV.
house.
Pretty much. Pretty much. That sounds like awesomeness.
Yeah, gonna need some big animals to haul that around.
So,
It sounds like the medieval version of a hippie van.
so either way, if you want to spend a day here in Savan, probably shopping or whatever to get your stuff, you'll need to find an inn, and the inns basically range depending on where you want to try and hit up. Marine quarters and the dock quarters seem to be the more expensive to tell, and there's nothing in the Freeman's quarters, and then there's the low quarter. The one-time machine. What's that? Destruction machine?
No, it's the
World
world machine. It takes
World
us around the
machine.
world.
Gotcha. I thought it was like the Destroyer's machine.
Ruptores is breakers.
Breakers. Gotcha. Problem is, my brain remembers more the image of the actual book itself than the actual name of it. Why I can't just go, bam, what is it? Maybe I didn't save it. So, where do you guys stay the night? Which quarter?
I'll try and stay at the.
Yeah, you never really had this much money, so you're not really not sure what you do. Do you go and stay at the Adventurers Halls? Maybe they might have a space.
Yeah, I'll go to the Adventurers Hall.
Sure thing. Could you please make me a D100 check? See if there's a room. Nope. No rooms, unfortunately.
Darn.
Let's just find a reasonable place.
Oh, there it is.
Reasonable place around here, and then we can get going in the morning. She's really wanting to get to Idavet at this point.
So,
To get to Edelweiss.
Idevent. Lynn taught me the correct way of pronouncing it. Idevent. Pretty much.
That makes more sense. Yeah, I'll just. Where does the Adventurers Hall suggest that we stay then?
Oh, anywhere within the marine quarters are a lot more safer than anywhere else.
All right, let's find this place in the Marine quarters, or in the Marine quarter.
It doesn't take you long to find the tavern. It's a small little tavern by the name of... Is it?
It's obviously the Brawler's Pit.
It is located near the Brawler's Pit, yes. The Cracked Goblet. It's on New Blung Lane, near the major crossroads of the Marine Quarter, near the Brawler's Pit. You can see that the streets outside is lined with vendors hawking swords and daggers and other different types of weapons to be used in the Brawler's Pit, as well as different things. The inn itself is a simple wood shack, but it has a single salvaged stone wall. Single-story timber-framed building. It was red tiled
So, I
roof,
mean,
and you're told
I'm
that
fine.
the accommodations are several large rooms, beautiful beds, and mezzanines, stuff like that. Mezzanine and stuff. The innkeeper himself is a very old male by the name of Vincus. He looks
I mean, I look at the rest of the party when we spot this place. I'm fine with this place.
Certainly. Well then, shall we? We have work to do in the morning.
Indeed.
Damn it. No worries. Okay. So the cost of the night is very simple. It's a very low cost of only 4 silver pieces.
All right.
Alright, cool. I keep my coin purse held in my hands under my pillow with a knife in the other one.
Of course. It's, as said, quite comfortable position to stay in. You hear the noises of the brawler's pit not far from the actual inn itself. 1 second. Just
Galtia doesn't like the sound of that very much, just because she's reminded it that a certain person has a certain gladiator. It's like, ugh.
Okay. Okay. Next morning you wake, and as you've awoken, you head down to your breakfast in the main foyer. You can't help but notice that there seems to be someone that's moving between the tables. Doesn't seem to be of the waitstaff. He looks a bit off. He approaches one group of people, and they wave him away, and a few say something of a gruff nature, and he backs away with his hands held open before he turns and introduces himself to another table. He's slowly moving across the thing, and so far you've noticed that almost everyone's turned him down.
Can we overhear what he's been asking these tables?
He's mostly very quiet when he speaks, and a few of the loud responses is, "We only work for the Adventurers Hall. Don't ask us for things that are beyond it. If you want something done, go see the Adventurers Hall." At which point the gentleman seems to apologize profusely, then move on to the next group, who might have overheard and immediately discredit him and tell him to get effed. Or they spend a few moments listening.
Can I make a perception check to listen also?
Sure.
I don't hear anything.
You hear coin. Money.
Oops. I need to turn that off.
I like money.
It's still the same.
From what you can overhear Galatea as you listen in, he's introducing himself as a Talon Greywood. and he's a messenger, and you mishear the name of who he says that he's messaging for. Seems to be looking for someone to work off the grid as best you can tell.
Oh, so he's trying to do what she was discouraged from doing.
Hmm. Eventually, he makes his way towards you guys. As he approaches you, he claps his hands together and goes, "Greetings, greetings. My name is Talaran Greywood. I'm a messenger for Lady Cowen Othel. She's requested for several keen warriors to aid her in her plight. If you're interested in earning some coin, then may I please ask you to follow me to the Keen Market and into the lady's manor. She'll inform you more herself, I swear."
Galtea is just
Ender,
believe we have other
Ender
things
kind
we
of
need to be doing.
marches.
Pardon?
Sorry, what was Andrew doing?
Ender just kind of arches an eyebrow and wants to see if this guy is telling the truth or not. Does he seem legit?
Roll me insight check.
All right.
Yeah, no. Plus Dimitri can probably do better, maybe.
Dimitri's probably standing behind you very slightly.
Hmm.
Hard for Dimitri to give you an answer of what it is, but he does lean in and he does whisper into your ear, Galatea, that this man does seem to be a bit worried. Probably because he's doing something that is beyond that of the Adventurers Hall.
Yes, that's what I thought. Thank you, Dimitri. I'm afraid we have other things we need to be doing.
Oh, please, please, I beg of you, no one else is listening to me. How about 2 gold pieces just to go and visit and listen?
Do we know what the,
I fear she might fire me if I don't get anyone at all interested in this job. She said not.
what we know about what kind of trouble you can get into with the Adventurers Hall if you take these sorts of things?
It could be a black mark, could be a fine. It really depends on how bad it is.
Why aren't you going through the Adventurers Hall for this?
Not really my way to say. The Lady Karen Othwell phoned me that I just have to find somebody. And I fear she might fire me. Or worse.
Personally, I'll take 2 gold to listen someone out.
The problem is we gotta make sure that we don't get caught. That's the thing Galtea is worried about.
They can't black mark us if all we do is listen. Besides,
Do we
kind of
know
curious.
that? Is there like a check from what because Galatea went through all this before she met the party.
Really depends, no. It depends on how big of a thing it is. If you go out and claim a mission of someone else's mission that you haven't taken on, that's a big, huge fine. It really depends. If you do a mission without signing up for it, there is no support from the Adventurers Hall, and it can lead to your death or danger. You won't get paid for it. If it's an Adventurers Hall quest, for example, if you look at a board, for example, and see, oh, there's a mission for killing goblins out in the North Woods, and you just go off and kill the goblins in the North Woods, you don't get paid for it. You know what I mean? Sometimes
so
it's
in this particular case, it would be more like you're
a slap on the wrist at worst.
All right.
From what you've read, it's taking quests from someone that is not through the Adventurers Hall is basically a show don't tell type thing. You don't make a big deal about it, you could probably get away with it.
Alright. To at least, like, discreetly let people know about that.
Please. Would you please? No one else in the tavern's willing to listen.
How about we meet shortly, where they don't see us doing this? How about that?
Yes?
Being very low and quiet.
I'm
And
going
then
to write on.
pretend
I'm
like
going
we
to.
shoot him away.
Say again, sorry?
I was gonna say I'm gonna write a quick note.
Yep.
And I'm going to take the note, put it in like the tongs of a fork, as stealthily as I can. Drop the fork, and then ask him to be a deer and pick up the fork for an old lady, and then be very dismissive of him and say that like we will go if maybe we have time. But the note, of course, says like we'll be there.
He bends down and gets the fork for you, of course. Yes, of course. Bit dunce. Let's see if he actually is aware of what you just did. Oh no, he spotted the note and pulls it out and then quickly looks at it and goes, Of course, no one ever wants to help a poor man. I'll leave you to your breakfast. Just remember that if you wanted to visit, it's just up the, near the Kine Market. No worries. Have a good day. You actually watch him as he visibly deflates and shoulders slumped as he walks away, but he then pauses at the door, looks over his shoulder, and gives you a very non-sly wink, then ducks off.
Wow, he was really trying to sell it, huh?
It was the most pathetic thing you've ever seen. Let's just say that on a performance check, he rolled a 2.
She's gonna go back to sipping her drink. This can only go poorly. But I do want to see how it works. As a question, as of like this particular day, how long has it been since like
Sorry you cut out there.
Sorry, how long has it been since like a few days before Igor's challenge?
It's now the 1st of the 10th.
Okay. And
First day of the 10th month is
find myself dogs.
Lamashan. The month of Lamashan.
Okay, and Igor's challenge was written on the calendar, right? Or no?
Eagle's challenge started on...
Or the
No,
day
sorry,
that we
it's
did
the-
Igor's challenge.
It's the 1st of the 9th, sorry. Damn it, I forgot I moved back the date by 1 month. Let me just edit that. So it's the 1st of the 9th.
I'm trying to remember timing for when we did Igor's challenge.
Yeah, you did Eagle's challenge on the 20th.
Okay, 20th, 9th. So it took a couple days to get there from Chrysantium, right?
Yes.
Okay, not a couple. We were talking to people.
Couple of
Okay.
days back.
I'm trying to keep an eye on when it's been a month for that rainbow. The rainbow opal.
Yep. Yeah. Just double check the rainbow opal. Maybe you've already stuff.
It was like it gets a charge every month or something like that.
Yeah. How many weeks has it been?
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to remember because it was maybe a week before Igor's challenge, I think.
Did you buy the opal? You bought the opal after you left. No, it hasn't been a second week yet.
No, we got it out. We got it before the challenge, though.
Yeah. It's only been about 9 days since you bought it.
Really?
9,
You said
10
it was
days.
been a week since we got on the caravan.
You got on the caravan, it took a week, and you took 2 days to get to Thingy Bob, so you bought it on the 17th or so.
I
Yes?
bought it, but we got it ahead of time because it was loaned.
Yeah. You bought it on the 17th, went to Pent Hill, you went to Pent Hill on the next day, so you arrived on the 20th, so that is the 20th. Then you went back to Parcentrum, which is 22nd. Then you've gone all the way to here, and now it's the 1st.
Okay.
So it's been 2 days away from the next second 2 weeks you've held it.
Okay.
Let's say
So
that.
it's got a couple more weeks on it.
Right. So you finish your breakfast?
Yeah, and just try to be a little bit more discreet than that asshole. Be like, that guy was a dick.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so you head off.
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. So, path that you guys can take is going past the Hall of the Sun God, one of the gods here in Calinstime. He doesn't have a name, but he's mainly the Sun God. He's very much similar to Adius.
All right.
Or you can take the long way and go past the Sages Guild. So which way do you take?
Why not past the sun hall of the sun god?
Okay. So in ducking past the Hall of Sun God, you take what seems to be a huge set of stairs that walk all the way up to the Freemen's Quarters. As you reach the Freemen's Quarters, you find it being one huge street that runs along this crest of a hill that is flanked by the small farms and forests. And the houses here are a lot more neater, bigger, and different things. Like they are more designed for richer folk. And as you pass that of the Bastion of the Shield Maiden, you notice a man currently pacing back and forwards underneath a tree. Upon seeing you, he turns and runs over to you and goes, "Ah, great, you did come, yes. Yeah? You're here to talk to my lady?"
Discreetly.
"Yes, shh," he says as he puts his finger to his lips and turns and says, follow.
You are the worst person at this I've ever known.
Esther's gonna say quite loudly, yes, Galatea would love to see her dear cousin.
Cousin?
Gadia. At least get my name
Yes,
right, please.
her cousin.
Yes, cousin. But Lady Othello does not have any cousins.
Everyone collectively face palms.
No, see if Dimitri like gives him the look.
What? What did I do?
Just go.
Okay, this way. He leads you through the actual, through the freeman's quarters and towards that of the kind market. He leads you to what seems to be a small, simple two-story building.
As we're going, Galatea just like subtly glances over her shoulder at Dimitri, like, "Have I mentioned how much I appreciate you?"
It's a simple manner of sorts, two-floor building of modest design. It's not that great, but it does scream to you, Galatea, that this woman is not of any high rank of sorts. It's a very small noble woman of this
money.
area. Hmm, probably not new money, but you like to believe so. You've got to
Or
remember, there's
old,
many
not
ways
good
that a
money.
noble can fall. Yeah, old but not good money, yeah.
So kind of like Zippa.
Very much, yeah.
Alright.
Toel brings you into the place, and he brings you to a small little reading room where this woman, middle-aged woman, is dressed. She's very well dressed for her appearance, quite much a noble woman herself, and wears thin rectangular reading glasses. She seems to have very much dyed her hair blue, and it's tied in a bun. She puts a book in her lap as you all enter the reading room. Ah, these the ones, Toel? Toel goes, yes, of course, my lady. He goes, wonderful. Can you please fetch us some tea? Yes? Tea? Hot beverages? She says as she looks about the group.
Please.
Wonderful. And Toel pardoned himself. Greetings, she says. I am Lady Othello, as I believe you've been informed, and I do ask for forgiveness for bringing you here on short notice and not letting my man Toel to share any details outside of this room. What I am about to tell you is a secret that I have acquired from a well-informed barmaid, that the final resting place of a dwarven hero by the name of Darshan Hammerheart has been located not too far from here. Unfortunately, the person who has found the tomb of this legendary hero has mysteriously vanished right before I could procure his services to help me get there and find the treasure within. As a last resort, I hired a skilled cartographer and some guards to locate the tomb, based on the hints the barmaid managed to learn, of course. He was due to return several days ago, and he too seems to have vanished. I sent a team of the local guards here to find him, and they too have not returned. I fear the worst. I'm hoping that I could find a group to locate my cartographer and find out if he has found Hammerheart's famed tomb. Do swear to reward you on your efforts, of course. 60 gold pieces for finding my cartographer, dead or alive. And an additional 40 if you find the tomb as well.
Out of character. This is getting more and more fishy the more that she talks.
Yeah, insight that shit.
Yeah. I'd like to insight her to see how full of shit she is. I do not know how full of shit she is, I imagine.
Esther's got this.
Esther, as you listen in to the statements, she's not very much of a giveaway. As she speaks, she keeps her hands folded and occasionally moves them to accentuate certain things, and she does seem worried about the location of the cartographer and such, and all that jazz. But she doesn't seem to be holding back anything.
So, why haven't you gone to the Adventurers Guild about this? This is exactly the sort of thing they'd be interested in.
They would, but unfortunately I do not trust them. I never have.
And why is that, pray tell?
The Adventurers Hall takes a hearty helping to make ends meet. They say it's a fee, but unfortunately I have found that their actions do not match their words.
In what way?
I do not trust them. They lie, they cheat, and they steal from adventurers much like yourself. I would rather just pay you outright instead of dealing with their fees.
I think it's fair.
Dimitri does give you a nod indicating that her hatred towards the Adventurers Hall is quite clear.
But is the hatred because she actually has some kind of evidence or belief that they're lying and cheating and not something else?
It's hard for him to tell. But she seems to be honest about her distrust about them. Of course, this information, I fear, I do not wish to have removed from this house, beyond your ears and your minds. So please do not tell others, or any of these details that I've shared with you.
I certainly
Why was your
understand the
man
power of
afraid?
secrets. Sorry, what was he asking?
Oh, go ahead. Why was your manservant afraid that you were going to kill him?
Kill him? Oh, heavens no. He seems to accentuate everything. He's a man of questionable pleasures, I've heard. But he does make a nice tea. At which point he comes back, the manservant actually comes back in with a trolley covered in teas and other hot drinks like coffee. And he gives a smile and everything like that. What's that insight for, Endo?
She telling me the truth about...
It's hard to tell. You have no premise of that being true or not.
Eh. God.
So, like I said, if you find my cartographer, it's 60 gold pieces for you all. Find him alive would be most preferable, but if you can find him dead and bring his corpse back, his body back, I will still pay you. And of course, if you are able to find the tomb itself, or any proof of its treasure, or the map that the cartographer might have been making, another 40 gold pieces on.
So what is your time frame?
As soon as possible. I prefer to... That is why I believe Tabel was worried. It needed to be done today, if anything. And she looks over to him and he nods shyly and everything like that, and he goes, and he speaks up. Yes, you did inform me, madam, that you were in quite need of a hurry and such, yes?
What's the rush? It's not like they're going to be any less dead the longer we
And
wait.
and if they're alive and in peril,
I doubt it.
your confidence is very reassuring.
Esther's gonna say, if they're alive and in peril, and you worry about them so much, I imagine the Adventurers Guild would have been a great choice.
And then 3 weeks later, the quest goes up onto a board. I think not.
As opposed to asking random people in random parties in bars if they'll risk their reputation for this story of yours?
For a life, I would expect. The Adventurers Hall has to go through 58,000 pieces of work they have to. They inspect locations and do nothing to make sure it's safe and prepared for adventurers to search. If they have people able to do so, why do they not just do the missions themselves and just be done with it? No.
Well, I suppose it's because they also care for life.
Yes, but the people that are in danger now. If I took this information to the Adventures Hall, you won't see it on the board for another week or two. So I beg of you, please, will you assist me?
Altea has just been kind of very poker-faced, taking all this information in and just kind of grading it against what she's been researching. Which direction was this supposedly in?
To the east, inland.
Where is that in contrast to Idavent?
This is staying on the island.
Yeah, so it's the opposite way from where we're going.
Uh-huh.
You'd need to head south. There's a set of woods out that way.
Wait, where are we at now?
You at Salvin.
Okay. So...
Why am I putting these little... God damn it. All these little squares on the map because I've thought I was on... Oops. Pointer, but I wasn't. There we go. You're at Salvin and eastward into the area. There's the series of woods down in there.
So she's saying this is basically a day trip?
Yeah.
And what can we know of this cartographer of yours?
His
we know who
name...
we're looking for.
A halfling by the name of Perrin Autumnbrush. I've had him before, and he was quite good in his work, but now I worry. See, before he was very successful, and now I worry for himself. And I hope to find him again so I can hire him once more. I hate sneezing. She speaks truth.
Yeah.
I've heard tales.
Who spends that much on a cartographer?
From what I've been told by this barmaid of mine, the landmark is a natural rock formation in the shape of a warhammer, right beside an old tree stump, and that is basically what I sought him out to look for.
Sorry, who is this barmaid?
An ally of mine.
How delightfully vague.
Yes, you need to be when you need your eyes in the common land. Forgive
Sorry,
the
can we get
vagueness.
the name written out in chat?
Yep, 1 second. Perrin Autumn Bush. A beautiful halfling name.
Okay. Well, Galatea looks a bit about this, but she'll concede to the group's will. If it only takes us a little time out from that event.
I don't mind. I've got no agenda. We're free as we want to be.
She's already sent her letter. That'll at least give it a couple more days to proceed her.
Yes, a series of woods to the east. There's a path that skirts along the edge of the river, but it is believed to be within the woods themselves. So you agree? Yes?
May we have a word?
To talk amongst yourselves?
Yes.
Of course. She makes a stand, and Towel comes and assists her to her feet before she leaves the reading room. I'll give you a few moments. Please, talk amongst yourselves.
So I still don't, like, not as far as I could throw her.
To be honest, that seems like most any noble in this place.
I don't know if this is something we want to get mixed up in.
Problem is, I can't really argue her point.
Sorry? You cut off halfway through.
She said the problem is I can't really argue her point from what I've learned so far.
Yeah.
From what she's learned so far.
Yeah. That is the problem. I don't know.
And we are very close to getting next rank, but if we don't go bragging about it, we should be all right. We probably shouldn't get mixed up in the whole tomb thing.
Well, let's see where it takes us.
The tomb thing, we can probably report it as something that we just found and just claim salvage to it if I'm understanding the
Pretty much, yeah.
if I'm understanding the Adventurers Guild properly. That's not that I'm not super worried about.
Also, straight up, if things get hairy, we can just leave.
Yeah, basically.
We're under no obligation to solve her problems for her.
Yeah. There's no guild contract here. There's no... The only thing, she's wealthy, but not that wealthy, it sounds like.
Yes, which is partly why Galatea is not quite sure. Like, does this match? Like, this setup, does the way she presents herself and, like, her manner and stuff match her being able to provide a reward like that?
Roll me a history check with advantage.
Can I get Dimitri looking into that too?
Sure.
Ooh, yeah. One hell of a butler.
Yes, she seems to be that of a noblewoman.
Alright, so she's at the level that she definitely has that kind of backing to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, at least there doesn't seem to be anything saying otherwise that she wouldn't be able to keep up with this.
All right.
But the fact that we don't have a contract makes that a bit... what's the term? Off? Slightly.
I mean, we could find him and kidnap him. Until we get money.
It's a lot of hassle for money. And
If nothing else, if we're accepting that she's on the level, that means that there's somebody out there who's in a lot of who's likely in a lot of danger, if they're still alive.
This speech has absolutely no effect on Esther.
Yeah, Galatea's been quiet on this, but she really mostly has no place to judge this. She was considering it.
I mean, if we do consider that she's legit, Ander is for this, his question is just, is she legit? And what we've turned up seems to suggest, and what we can find so far seems to suggest that yes, she is. Or at least that she is a noble woman who can pay and who would have the resources for something like this.
If anything, her subordinate did offer something of a down payment.
Sorry?
Her subordinate at least offered something of a down payment, so we at least have that to leverage.
Oh, he handed that over when you first arrived. Sorry.
Alright.
was that 2 gold
No,
overall? Or?
No, just 2 gold. Stop.
But we also have to consider that a bunch of people didn't come back. And remember the last time we took a mission where people hadn't really, or at least where people turned down the mission afterwards? Slight look to a Grimnir.
Pardon?
Just musing over their very first mission where people had to stop the mission a couple times, but in this case a few people have just plain never come back. The upside is that really at this point we could just run the hell away if we need to. Which we could do that too.
We can do anything if and or when it comes to that time. Well, we'll see.
So, are you finished your conversation?
Anything else to add, anyone? Galatea is fine with it so long as it doesn't turn into like a week-long endeavor. And she doesn't mind kind of seeing how skirting the system works in case she needs to use it later.
Ander is cautiously okay with this.
I think we're mostly all cautiously okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
A few moments pass before finally the door to the reading room opens once again, and Lady Othel is escorted in by Tel. And she settles back into her seat, and she looks about the party and says, "Well, have you decided? Are you willing to help me find my cartographer?"
I believe we can come to an agreement on this.
Wonderful. Wonderful. This is great news. This is great news. Please. If you find him, please bring him back to me.
Ah. Who is this cartographer to you?
A very
Exactly.
trusted ally.
Huh. Can I insight that?
Sure. She looks directly in the eye, and you have a feeling that she is very much willing to. She's very much enjoyed his aid last time. You have a feeling that she wants to make use of his services again. You gotta understand,
Services.
Insight is not a lie detector.
I think it's less more.
I know.
Yeah, it was less more of lie and like
It's
less
more
lie
like-
and more of wink. Like yeah, you
It's
really
more of,
enjoy
is
his
something
services.
off of this?
Of course, he's a good photographer. Look at this map. She points to a map, and there's a beautifully designed map of the whole entire. This took him 3 years to make. He's one of the best cartographers I know of.
How many cartographers do you know?
Many,
Is that your house's specialty?
yes. Anyway, please remember, old stump, natural stone formation in the shape of a warhammer. Whenever you're ready. Do I want to call it a day here, or
Personally, I think I'm gonna have to because it's getting late and I need to actually sleep.
Yeah.
no worries?
Yeah.
All good, guys.
All right, night.
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 Right.